Have my aluminum foil here to line my pan to make cleanup easier. Now, here's a little tip. I found this foil unopened at a garage sale for, I can't remember if it was 50 cents or $1, and it was completely unopened. So guys, look for alternate places to find your foils and your plastic wraps and all of that to help you save money. Okay. I have my frozen pork loin here. I got my seasoned salt. Recipes in the description below. And I am liberally salting it, and I have my crock pot on high, and I'm just going to cover this, and as soon as it gets defrosted enough, I'll shove it all in there. All right, my pork roast has been roasting all night or all day, whatever you want. You want it to just fall apart like this, and then what you can do is just shred it and use it for green chili or barbecue pork, anything you want. Oh, so yummy. All right, here's a little tip. My honey has crystallized. So what I did was I cut the bottom of the big honey jug off, and I'm gonna put all of my honey in here and melt it down. And then I'm gonna save this and wash it and use it to set my honey jar on. So when it drips, I don't have a big mess to clean in my cabinet. Tip for olives, just smash them. You don't need to cut them up. Just take your hand and go through and smash them, and they will be in nice little pieces. Take, my goodness, not even half, 1/10 of the time to cut it all up. All right, as you guys know from one of my former videos, apparently this glass has uranium in it, and it's been zapping us with radiation for 40 years. Son, if you put a hole in my new countertop, they will not find the parts. But we use a lot of salt because the world needs more salt, people. So I'm going to take a mason jar, and I had my faithful handy assistant here, Jack.
Hello.
Okay, so how did you figure out what size holes we needed?
Oh, I just stuck them in there. So one of them was too big and one of them was too small, so I went with the smaller one.
Okay, and then we can do the bigger one if it doesn't work. Okay, so got these plastic lids. I'll link it online. All right, Jack.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh, that was...
I can tell you right now that's going to be way too small.
Yeah.
Okay, go get the bigger one. It's okay if it's bigger.
Technical difficulties. Please stand by. We must have the most precise salt shaker, Mom. Only the highest quality.
We can tell who's the engineer in the family.
We make the highest quality salt shakers with our mason jars and plastic lids.
In the world?
In the world. Precision.
It's not our name. Okay, put the lid on. We're gonna do a test run. All right, here, over the black pan that's dirty.
Okay, let's see.
Okay. Okay, let me test like I'm cooking. Okay, let's pretend like my eggs are in here. Ooh, that's kind of nice. It flows out very generously. You did a good job. Thanks, son. Okay, Jack, so what did you say about these cookies as I was putting them? You said, can I have a little taste, Mom?
Yeah, and I said these were not exactly what I asked for, but I think these are better.
Ooh.
I've always liked this kind of cookie.
So, what Jack doesn't know is I always make the oatmeal cookies so that the kids have something that fills them up a little bit more. And I don't normally make regular chocolate chip cookies. Do you feel you've been lied to your whole life, Jack?
Well, Nan gives me plenty of chocolate chip cookies.
Nan makes up for what Mom doesn't do. If you want your Mexican food to be stringier for type of cheese, add just a little bit of mozzarella. You don't have to add a lot, just a little bit, and then it gives it the nice stringiness and adds a little bit of flavor. And then we got our Fiesta blend. What did you just say when you took it out of the oven?
That looks pretty good.
Doesn't it look delicious?
Yeah.
Do you think?
What is it?
I would love to eat that enchilada casserole.
Oh, yes. I would love to eat that enchilada casserole.
I've got bacon grease right here. I just keep on my counter. I just do a small jar and I melt it in my pan and make my scrambled eggs with it. Here's a little tip on cookies that people don't know. They continue to cook just a little bit longer. So you want to cook them just barely, like 1 or 2 minutes under what you think. So if they cook 15, take them out at 13 or 14 minutes. Then let them cool, finish cooking on your cookie sheet, and they will be perfect. So we're gonna let these sit for 1 to 2 minutes, and then we're gonna put our next batch on. If you take an ice cream scoop, you can have perfectly even cookies. All right, I got this silicone liner by the roll and a new cookie sheet. You're welcome. Okay, so let's get this cut. Well, it cuts pretty easy. Okay, now I don't need this because it's the bacon thing. And I wish it was a little bit wider. I got the 12-inch, or should have got the 16-inch and cut it down, but okay, it kind of sticks on there. That's different. Okay, we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna wash it, then we'll make some cookies. So we're gonna let these sit for 1 to 2 minutes, and then we're gonna put our next batch on. We're gonna see how this silicone baking liner works. Okay, I'm just gonna move these ones straight to my tray here. Wow. So how did my Silpat do? Well, it did okay, I think. Here's what it looks like after using it, I don't know, probably 8 or 10 times. I mean, it's kind of hard to get clean, but it is doing the job. So if you're looking for perfection in cleanliness, this is not for you. But if you need a liner for a specific size pan, then this may be what you're looking for. If you smush your lemon like this, it will soften up inside, and then you can zest it, and you will have more juice. After you're done zesting it, you can have more juice. Whoa, our lemon juice, that is a juicy lemon. Wow, this one really has a lot of juice in it. And my vegetable oil. Yes, I keep it in a pancake syrup bottle because it fits better in my cabinet. I am making from our Dining on a Dime cookbook the Toll House chocolate chip bars, but let me show you something here. I ran out of chocolate chips, but I had these chocolate bunnies that I paid, I can't remember if it was $1 or 50 cents a bunny for 8 ounces of chocolate, which is a really darn tootin' good deal. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it up, and I'm going to put it in the chocolate chip cookies, and that way I can have a few chunks, and I can have smaller pieces, and I am saving a boatload on chocolate. That's it. My reusable oil spritzer. Love this thing. It saves so much money. So let's see, a thing of Pam is probably close to what, $4 now, And I don't know, it's probably what, $10, $20 for the bottle. So just about 4 cans of Pam and you'll get it all paid for. So mini chocolate chips, I use mini because they go further than regular chocolate chips. So if it calls for a cup, and I use a half a cup of mini chocolate chips because it distributes more evenly in there and I don't need to use as much. All right, got my handy dandy glove that I love for grating. Then I can get the whole entire thing without scraping my fingers. Then this just goes straight in the laundry and it works great. So I ran out of regular potatoes. I thought I had some. This is my bacon grease. And I'm just gonna put it on my regular potatoes and then I'm gonna fix me a sweet potato. Then I'm gonna sprinkle with some coarse salt, just like so. And cover. I washed my potatoes first. And stick my potatoes in there with it. Measurements are on the side of the butter here. A half a stick is a 1/4 cup. I'm just going to lop off 1/4. Okay, homemade French bread, Texas toast, garlic toast, whatever you want. Now this is the regular Walmart bread, $1.32 for 21 slices. Now this was leftover, so this one can be made into garlic bread. The boys don't like the heels, but Mike and I do. Well, I don't anymore, but Mike does. Okay, and then you just sprinkle it on just like so. Okay, then you can just take a regular piece of bread, do the same thing. Now, this is how Mom did it. This is how the tightwad way of doing it. Okay, and same thing. If you have a smushed one, you can do that too. Now, I got this for $1.47, but I can usually find it for 75 cents. But, of course, today when I need to find it on clearance, I didn't. But what you can do is just cut this in half. Make it super easy. Just like that. And then we're going to spread the butter all over it. Now, what you can do is, if you don't have French bread, and let's say you have leftover hamburger buns, right here. Now, it's the same price. It's the same amount of ounces, so it's the same price. But you can also do leftover hamburger buns if you don't have any French bread, and it will be a thicker toast. Okay, I ran out of my softened butter. I'll have to go get my softened butter. Okay, I'm gonna finish these up, pop them in the oven. Now, if you want, you can fold this in half and wrap it in foil and put the oven. I like to broil it because we like it toasty on top. Now, this is a pretty simple recipe, but if you need it, it's on page 88. Underneath our French bread is the garlic bread in our Dining on a Dime cookbook, volume 1. I'm gonna pop these in the oven and show you what they look like. I'd do half cheese bread and half garlic bread on this. Jack is getting ready to come home for lunch, so that'll be a nice little treat for him. And then I put them spaced some further apart because these will go directly under the broiler that way. My oven is on broil right there. See, you can see the broiler. So I'm just gonna put it under there and just watch it for just a few minutes. Like, I don't know, 3 to 4 minutes is usually all it takes. Might move this one over under the broiler a little bit better there. Okay, now we're under. All right, here is the French bread and here is the garlic bread. And it's made 3 different ways: leftovers, fresh, burger bun, and French bread. So by this way, you will save about $1 to $2 depending on if you get your French bread for cheaper or if you use this, or if you use regular bread. Take a little bit of water tap the top. I don't see people give this tip very much, but if you put a little bit of water on the top and then sprinkle it with cinnamon and sugar, it will hold the cinnamon and sugar on there better and won't fall off quite as much. Is an apple pie. Now blueberry and cherry you don't have to worry about, but for apple pie the apples are kind of large, so I cut them up in the can with a knife first, just like so. All right, we're gonna start with melted butter, but here's a little tip, guys. I got these deli papers for free at a restaurant going out of business, and it was a yard sale for them, and I just put one on top of my butter or margarine, but you could also use just a little napkin. That keeps it from exploding all over your microwave. Now I just keep these in a little zip top bag in the refrigerator, and then when I need one I just pull it out or use the one that I used in the recipe. Okay, and get this all nice and smooth. So here's another tip. I reuse my parchment paper even if it's a little bit greasy. It's not a big deal. I just made some oatmeal cookies from our Dining on a Dime cookbook volume 1, and I'm going to save this and reuse it again. I don't know, I get at least 3 or 4 uses out of each piece of parchment paper.